Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my updated Maelstrom deck. So this one is probably the most competitive deck that I have out of the 3 Aquaforce decks. I kind of think the Thavas one is also really good, but this one for some reason just seems to do better. I guess it's just because Maelstrom is a pretty good Vanguard overall, especially in the current format with the new support cards that Aquaforce got. So without further ado, let's get right into the deck. So recently with stride decks, I have noticed that I like to build decks with 9 grade 3s because it's always nice to have that extra stride target to stride as fast as possible, and also to allow for more diverse grade 3 lineup. So in this case, I am running the 4 Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom. He's probably the one you definitely want to ride first, so that's why I recommend running 4 copies. You can run 3 if you want to focus more on the reverse play, but I think 4 of him is really good, mainly because you don't have to waste your counterblast with him unless the opponent is going to let it hit. If they're not going to let him hit, so when he swings 4th with Limit Break, he already has the 16k base power without a booster. So with Mario's behind him, usually he's going to be swinging for 21 on 4th battle. So that's why I like him more than the reverse early game. But if you have to ride reverse, also that'll give you the option to go into the cross ride play later. But if you have to ride reverse first, then it still works, and the deck just runs a lot more pressure to the opponent because it's really annoying. It'll keep disrupting the field, they keep trying to block him. He gains that critical. It's just really scary and annoying overall. So 4 Maelstrom Reverse, definitely 4/4, because this is still your main like cross ride play that you want to try to go for. And then I am, as the 9th grade 3, I did bring back Glory Maelstrom. I saw a lot of people running 2 of him. I still think he's really a gimmicky type of play, and you really only use him like as a final turn push. So that's why he's not that essential. So that's why I'm only running 1 copy. I'd rather run 4 reverse and 1 glory in playtesting the deck compared to 2 glory and 3 reverse, because oftentimes what I find is I would much rather use reverse for the annoying pressure and the advantage engine that's built into him compared to the glory play. But Glory Maelstrom does have his own merits. The only thing I don't like about him is it is a Limit Break 5, and that does not mix well with the Limit Break enabler that this deck does run. So that's my 9 grade 3s. They're all Maelstrom based, because this is the Maelstrom deck. For grade 2s, 4 of the new Vassal. So Blue Storm Soldier, Rascal Sweeper. This guy was designed to replace Vassal straight up, only for the Maelstrom deck, because he only can do his little swing for 11k unboosted when you have Maelstrom as the Vanguard, and then like he also can swap to the back. So basically he's the new Vassal for Maelstrom. That's the easiest way to sum him up. Then for Tidal Assault. Tidal Assault is just an amazing Aquaforce card overall. It's probably the best grade 2. Arguably one of the best grade 2s in the game, next to right there up with like Silent Tom and that kind of stuff. So Tidal Assault, the opponent sees this as a very troublesome card. This guy early stacking criticals on him and restanding when the opponent has like a grade 1 7k is just really, yeah, it's just a mean play. And then I am running 1 High Tide Sniper. This is just my extra copy. My other copies are in a different deck, which I'll be showing in another video. But 1 of him just for that big push. And then 2 Blue Storm Marine General Gregorios. So these 3 are typically your other, you know, like he's going to swing for 12. This guy with GB1, he'll be able to swing for 19 on 3rd battle. But he's not that essential to this deck, because this deck is one of those grindy type of decks that kind of just grinds out a lot of advantage with Maelstrom Reverse and that kind of thing. So this is the grade 2 lineup. So as you can see, already from the grade 2s alone, that's 8. I consider this 8 targets for getting you to 4th. Tidal Assault can get you to 4th battle. Rascal Sweeper can get you to 4th battle. So that's already 8 targets. Typically, for a competitive Aquaforce deck, I recommend 8 is the bare minimum, 10 is a lot better, and 12 is optimal. And when I say 12, I mean 12 targets that can get you, 12 units in your deck that can get you to 4th battle. That's a sign of an actual competitive Aquaforce deck. Next, 4 of the perfect guards, just regular perfect guards that don't do anything fancy. They can block the cross when he swings at a rear guard, you know, that kind of thing. They can stop Laurel from restanding, D-Robos, all that kind of stuff. So 4 of them. And then 4 Mako Shark Soldier, the Blue Storm Fleet. This is the limit break enabler for Aqua Force. It just so happens to be a Blue Storm. So if you're running the Blue Storm support cards, like that one guy that restands for a special counterblast 1, Blue Storm, this works really well. But 4 of them, mainly because, like I said, I want to be able to pressure the opponent as fast as possible with either of these guys. And that's another reason why I don't really like Glory Maelstrom, because he's LB5, not LB4. That's why just 1 copy of him. So Mako Shark, very important. You definitely want to try to get 1 of these on the field as fast as possible. And because of that, cannot tutor anything from the deck like a Paladin deck can. That's why we run 4 copies. 2, Battle Siren Orthia. She's another card that in a pinch can turn another card that she boosts into a Tidal Assault. But she's GB1. So 2 of her, I'm just testing her out in here. So far I've had to use her like in 1 game, otherwise didn't really need to rely on her. And then I am running 3 Wheel Assaults. Wheel Assault came out last year with Tetra Drive. He is the equivalent, the grade 1 equivalent of the Tidal Assault. So I'm running both of them in this build, mainly because he can also help you get 4th battle in very bad situations where the opponent has really focused fire your grade 2s. So you need to have him boost like a Gregorios or even a grade 3 or something. So he's just in there for that reason. You could actually, there's another card that came out, it's a mermaid. I think a lot of people that play Aqua Force know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a Battle Siren that can swing from the back row. She would also be a pretty good card in here. The only thing I like about Wheel Assault is he can form proper numbers if he's boosting. And in Maelstrom Reverse, that's typically what will happen more of the time. So that's why I think this is fine. Otherwise, I'd probably take out Orthia and replace her with that other card, but yeah. So overall, that's 8 plus, what, 5? So 13 cards in the deck that can get you to 4th battle, so that's good enough. The deck won't run into any issues getting 4th battle. And then for the trigger lineup, 4 Blue Storm Battle Princess Doria. She is the man for the Maelstrom deck, for Blue Storms in general. You can run Malika. A lot of people run her. She's the Marshal clone. I actually recommend running Malika. The only reason why I'm not running her is because I only have 8 of that card, and all 8 of them, 4 of them are in my Thavas, and the other 4 are in the Tetraburst deck. So, and so far this deck, with all the like 12k and all that kind of stuff, and 11k swinging unboosted, Malika's not horribly missed in this deck, but yeah, she would definitely be a lot better choice, but I wanted to use the Doria for once. And then 4 of the Despina. She's the new critical trigger for Blue Storms, actually Maelstroms, and there is that very gimmicky play where you can actually boost Glory Maelstrom with LB5 and the opponent cannot guard him at all. So that is there. I am running him for that reason also. I've never been able to pull that play off. It's kind of like one of those weird Exodia style ways of winning, or Glendios ways of winning. But yeah, the deck does have that ability. And then just 4 more criticals and then the 4 heals. So Aqua Force, in my opinion, 8 critical, 4 draw seems to be the most optimal right now, thanks to the new Stride support. If it wasn't for the Stride support, this deck could probably be running some weird mixture with stand triggers. But I cannot neglect the criticals, because criticals, in my opinion, are still the best trigger overall. They can just early crit kill the opponent. Even if you just have to randomly stride into something and they don't guard it, like this guy, for instance, you can just like triple crit or double crit them. They go to 5 or 6 damage early. And the starter is Blue Storm Cadet Marios, because he's the best starter for Maelstrom. There are 9 Maelstrom targets in the deck, so definitely I recommend him over anything else. He doesn't waste any counterblasts. You just have to hit as 3rd battle that he boosts. So yeah, it's bound to happen, especially with the Stride units, unless they retire this guy. So, stride units, I am right now running 3 Marine General of the Heavenly Scales, Tidal Dragon. Tidal Dragon is usually always your first stride. Any Aquaforce deck will almost always stride this as the first stride. And then the second stride is this guy. 2 Marine General of Heavenly Silk Lambros. Ideally, you definitely want to run 4 of this card. This card is probably the main reason why Aquaforce is considered competitive again. But yeah, what I found is that really with 1 turn of using this guy, the opponent is so devastated that you can still close out the game with Maelstrom Reverse in like the following turn or 2. So definitely Lambros. He's a must-have for any competitive Aquaforce deck. I would like to have 2 more. He's kind of hard to find in my area right now, and he's also extremely expensive online. So I only have my original 2 copies. But I'd like to have 2 more, but I'll probably get 2 more once he stops being super popular, but I don't know when that'll be. And then I am running 1 of the Fighters Collection guy, Sokrates. He's actually an okay target. I kind of find him a little bit lackluster, because I would like my Aquaforce Vanguard attacks to do more than just gain 5k, but he's just kind of here as a filler. Ideally, you would want to replace these 2 with 2 more Lambros and only run 2 Tidal Bore. And then the last card I have is the Blue Storm Marshal Dragon, Admiral Maelstrom. Really, you only need to stride into this guy 1 time. If you do a second time, most of the time, it'll probably be in your best interest to be using Reverse with Limit Break at that point. So, but he is in here for that option because it is Maelstrom. I am running him. So that's basically the stride deck for right now. But yeah, it should be 4 Lambros and possibly 1 Tidal Bore, and I don't know, maybe 4. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But right now it's what I have: 2, 3, 1, and 2. So that's basically the deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed the deck profile on Maelstrom. And let me know what you think of the lineup. And as always, guys, stay tuned for more Cardfight Vanguard videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.